All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Houston Rockets. Baby, we're 2 games into the preseason. I know we don't care about the preseason outcomes. 122 to 113 road victory in overtime against the OKC Thunder a couple of nights ago. But I do want to kind of zoom out a little bit because, guys, we saw Reed Shepherd have a very good basketball game. He is, a huge candidate for Rookie of the Year. He's going to be very critical to the Rockets' success, not only this season, but hopefully for a very long time. Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, this bench is extremely interesting to me because, in my opinion, or actually not just my opinion, but most people would agree the Rockets have a really good defense, or at least a good defense, and their offense is just not as efficient. It's not as effective as we want it to be. So last season, the Houston Rockets won 41 basketball games. They were 10th in defensive rating, but only 20th in offensive rating. And one big component that we're all kind of looking at is this bench. So your starting unit is going to be some type of deployment of Freddie Double V, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., and Alperen Sengun. I don't know why that would change anytime soon. And then your bench is going to be some type of combination. And there are a couple of veterans behind these guys like Jayshawn Tate, Jock Landale, Holiday, you get it. But your bench rotation looks like this on paper. Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, and Steven Adams. Folks, that's one of the youngest groups in the NBA, I'm sure. Steven Adams being the OG veteran. This bench unit is going to be critical. Now, keep in mind, we'll talk about it in just a second. Before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Rockets content. Thank guys for tuning in. We're back here making pretty much daily Houston Rockets videos. Can't wait to get this podcast started up. We'll probably do that at some point this upcoming week. If we try and get this video to 100 likes, folks, that would mean the absolute world to me. Just came back from that hurricane evacuation, so it took me some time to watch this basketball game. But to be honest with you, man, preseason is preseason. I've learned this in my many years covering the NBA, my many years covering the NFL. Preseason is preseason in every single sport. I've seen teams in both leagues do amazing in their 4 or 5 preseason games and then not do that in the regular season, and especially vice versa. But this past game on Wednesday night against OKC was interesting. So I gotta switch this into my right gum. Sorry. What was interesting about this Rockets game this past week was there was no Freddie Double V, right? He missed out on this game. So we saw a starting lineup combination of Amen Thompson, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, Dylan Brooks, and Jabari Smith Jr. And I think most Rocket fans were in agreement with this concept that Amen Thompson, as much as we want him to be a point guard, just isn't a point guard. The ball distribution, the pace, just open looks, it just wasn't there with Amen Thompson being the guard. And Jalen Green, chipped in with a couple of assists. He had a bad game, and all the starters didn't play in the second half, but there was no flow. The offense just looked chunky. So my point that I'm trying to make here, I'm actually going to take these holes in out, is that the whole season is way too focused, as far as what I'm seeing from Rockets people on Twitter or YouTube, whatever it is. So many people are focused on the wrong thing. So many people are focused on the core 7 and which one of these core players is either going to get the supermax contract or the max contract, or which one's going to get traded. When are we going to trade Freddie Double V? Is it at the deadline or is it at the end of the season? And then you watch a basketball game like that, and I know I said it just preseason, but you watch a game like that and you're like, all right, the Rockets are in no way, shape, or form in a position to trade Fred VanVleet. So that's why I'm looking towards the bench, because Tari Eason played 14 minutes in his debut, his return from injury last season. He had 8 total points on 6 of 3 from the field. He had 5 rebounds. And then we have Reed Shepherd. Now, Reed played 23 minutes. He scored 11 points, shot 5 of 7 from the field, including 1 of 1 from downtown. He also had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for the game. Now, keep in mind, it's kind of crazy that the Rockets even won this game. Shout out to Jack. But the Rockets shot 36.4% from the field in the first half. They had 13 turnovers. They had 4 total fouls. It really was a very ugly first half of starting preseason basketball for the Houston Rockets. But the reason I wanted to bring up Reed Shepherd and Tari Eason, obviously, is We have high hopes for Tari. We have high hopes for number 3 overall draft pick Reed Shepard. But when you look at that bench, it's just so diverse. There's so much versatility that all these guys can provide. Reed Shepard, Cam Whitmore, Amin Thompson, Tari Eason, and Steven Adams. I have a strong feeling that Amin Thompson and Reed Shepard are going to be the dudes who are setting up guys like Tari Eason, but most especially Cam Whitmore. Cam had a phenomenal rookie season. There is no way, shape, or form he should have even been drafted where Houston drafted him. Now, he did have a slow, shoddy night shooting from the field the other night on Wednesday. 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, but he just shot 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 6 from downtown on 20 minutes. But if you go back a couple of nights ago against the Utah Jazz, we really saw, oh, wow, Cam Whitmore is picking up exactly where he left off. So this bench is so interesting to me. Honestly, folks, the Houston Rockets, it's such an interesting team because we have such high hopes. We have such high expectations. But at the same time, there's so much like mystique to this team. What's Şengün's contract going to be like? What's Jalen Green's contract going to be like if the Rockets decide to even sign him? If the Rockets decide to even not trade him towards the trade deadline? What's Dylan Brooks' future look like here? What's Freddie Double V, Jabari Smith Jr.? What are their futures look like with this Houston Rockets team? I'm not pressing for answers to these specific questions because it will all come with due time. So, folks, that is it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily Rockets content. Once again, host a Let's Talk Rockets podcast. We used to be live all the time, but I haven't done one since I think like July 1st. So we're going to be hopping on that in the next couple of days. But once again, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. A couple of more days until Rockets basketball. So stay tuned for a video in the meantime. We'll see you soon. Peace.